Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Ramadan. I'm going to be doing a Battlefield 3 video for you guys today, and I guess to start things off, there's a couple of things I need to address about the gameplay, and hopefully you guys will forgive them. Hopefully they're not a big indicator of my playstyle or anything like that, but I figure I'd rather say this to you guys at the beginning than, forget about it towards the end. So, as a lot of you guys know, I bring you guys okay editing, I guess I could say. I mean, I'm definitely no Crybosh. I'm definitely no editor for montages or anything when it comes to that. I mean, that's just out of my category. But when it comes down to it, I think I can synchronize clips pretty good. I can kind of get things going. I can kind of make a gameplay a little bit more interesting than you guys sitting here for 12 to 18 minutes watching a raw footage that really probably is not that interesting. I'm sure a lot of you guys don't want to see me run for 6 minutes. That is pretty much, I would say the same thing. I think running for 6 minutes would be boring to watch. I don't know why you'd want to see me, sprint across the map and look at trees and stuff. So I do my best, and I pride myself on trying to synchronize the clips the best I can, add a little bit of fade in there, and make everything look a little bit more presentable and a higher standard. And hopefully you guys look at that in the same regard, but again, the feedback is not always of the highest regulation and, the highest numbers, but when it comes down to it, I do appreciate what you guys do, but I got to say that in this particular gameplay, the final score was, I guess, Battlefield good. It's okay. It's nothing crazy. I've, exceeded that score many times, and, I've went over 100 kills before. Well, this one really wasn't that way. And the problem was the attacking team, as much as I, complained about snipers, they were sniping a lot, and that's where the overall appearance of why the gameplay was so slow. So the editing factor of this entire gameplay was centered around trying to make it good for you guys. So I do apologize if, it's not up to my standard, or your guys' standard. The action is not as, combined right into every single clip, but, I did do my best to give you guys the most action. I tried to show you that I did get the amount of kills. I tried to do my best in that category, but towards the end, you guys will see the action really pick up. But towards the beginning, like every game of Operation Metro, the attacking team took out their sniper rifles, sat in their spawn, and there's not really a whole lot I could do there to really make the game play a little bit more interesting. So I do apologize about that, but I wanted to let you guys know that it does pace up a little bit more towards the end, and a lot more kills start just coming out of nowhere. So I guess that's all I wanted to say. So I guess that was more of an update around the gameplay perspective. But anyway, guys, I'm going to be talking about something in the commentary, and I'm sure a lot of you guys are wondering. I know a lot of you guys have been waiting, and unfortunately I haven't been able to give you, I guess, the information that I've been wanting to give you. And if you're new to my channel or anything like that, or if you watch every other video or something of that assortment, some of you guys will know that I bought an Technica AT2020 microphone. It's an XLR, which it's kind of a problem, to put it in that perspective. And the problem is I watched a video, and I guess I should have done more research onto this. I shouldn't have just taken this person's word because, they're, busy, I guess you could say. This is their job, YouTube. And, they don't really care when somebody gets screwed out of it. It's not their problem, and it's really not a big deal. And I guess I should have done more research. I should have looked into it a little harder, and I should have made sure that there was not two microphones, because nowadays there's all kind of variants of anything. You talk about a pop filter, well, you're going to get hundreds of different kind of formats, different appearances, different fabrics that are using this crap. And, everything that I bought so far was good, but the problem with the Technica AT2020, or an XLR microphone, which, to put this in perspective, the best way I can really define it is you have like a musical microphone. The ones that plug into the amp and they use that kind of standard thing, like the 3-prong, and then they plug into the microphone. More or less, that's on the same page. It'd be something that you would use in, like, a musical or a music class or whatever. That's just standard stuff. But of course, the appearance is a little bit different. The overall actions and all that are far superior to something of that assortment that's on the school budget. But anyway, guys, the main gist of it is that I have to return all of this stuff, which sucks because, I took this guy's word for it, and I really shouldn't have. I really should have, did background information. I should have made sure, because the problem is that the microphone came in 3 weeks ago. Amazing, I was really happy. It didn't come with any wires, because that's not what it comes with. So I put in an order, and I got all this stuff yesterday. Well, the problem is I bought a 100-foot long 3-prong wire. So it's just a wire. It, works with the microphone, and it plugs into the other piece that I bought, which was, $50, 60, whatever, something like that. And it's a 48-volt phantom power supply. So, I mean, right there you're looking at all kind of financial expenses. But the problem is it plugs in, well, it doesn't have anywhere to plug into the computer. It's like, oh, I could use this if I wanted to just talk into it, but it's not going to record. My computer is completely inaccessible to it, and it does nothing. So the huge problem is I had to buy the USP one, and I really wish that this guy, when, you know, he was putting all these links into the description for all the stuff that he bought, or, you know, YouTube gave him, or all these sites are just sending him crap. I wish he would have taken, you know, 5 more minutes to make sure that he didn't fuck everyone over. And I'm not blaming the guy. I'm sure some of you guys might, you know who this person is. And, you know, that's great. That's fine. I mean, I've played with him before. I've had plenty of experiences with him. But it really pisses me off that I could have been using this microphone 3 weeks ago if it wasn't for, you know, him, you know, I guess confusing everybody, not giving all the information, the whole 100 yards. So I guess I'm not trying to pin it all on him, but at the same expense, you know, definitely, I mean, there's nothing that I could have done. I didn't know. It didn't say anything what was in the package, and it definitely didn't give me any hintation that it wasn't going to work. But I guess what I'm trying to tell you guys is that I won't be able to use my microphone for a little bit. I'm sending it back to Amazon. They're going to refund all my money, and I'm going to put $40 down on the correct microphone. So I guess the moral of the story is, you know, do a little bit more background information before you just buy something, because, you know, nowadays there's so many variants of objects. You know, as I talked about before, even the simplest things like a pop filter can have different meanings. They can have completely different composure, and they can have a lot different variants of that selected type. I know I've seen Wings of Redemption's one that has 3 pop filters built into one, which is awesome. Mine, you know, I only bought the standard one because I didn't need 3. I don't spit that much all over the microphone. But, you know, whatever. I don't project my voice that far, and it's, you know, I sit a little bit away from my microphone, so there's not a lot of problems there. I don't really talk right into it. But especially when I get this new microphone, that might change. I might buy a pop filter that is going to be a little bit more centered around, you know, doing that kind of stuff. But anyway, guys, I just wanted to keep you up to date. I know a lot of you guys have been asking. I know a couple of friends in real life are all like, "Oh my God, we can do live comms now," which I guess is good and bad. I really don't want to play Call of Duty, so to them, I guess I would say you're pretty much incorrect on that. I'm not going to be playing no Call of Duty freaking live comms. That'll just drive me nuts. You know, I might do a few of them, but it's definitely not going to be a series that I'm going to be like, oh, live commentary sessions, woohoo, because I'll just lose my shit. I'll probably play like 2 games and I'll be ready to get off by then. But anyway, guys, I want to keep you up to date on that. I'm going to have to return it all when it comes Monday, and hopefully the money will come back in sometime Wednesday, Thursday. I'm going to put another order in for the object probably tonight, or the correct microphone, because, I mean, I can get it. I just wanted to make sure I keep you guys up to date. So I don't know when that's going to come in. I will keep you guys up to date on that. I imagine sometimes next week, but, you know, I don't know. It's really frustrating. It really makes me mad that I have to explain this all to you guys, because I was really excited to get to work on doing stuff. Like, if you guys were to take it, everything would have went according to plan. You know, he didn't mess up in the description. He didn't link the wrong crap. I, you know, read a little bit more and did my research. You know, I could have been doing all this fun stuff 3 weeks ago, but now here we are, and I can't do anything with the microphone. It's just sitting in here collecting dust, and it has absolutely no meaning. So I guess I'm really frustrated by that inevitable, and it just kind of ticks me off. You know, I was really looking forward to doing a lot of things with you guys. I was really looking forward to getting a lot of playthroughs done. In 3 weeks, dude, I could have gotten all the playthroughs that I possibly wanted to have done. They could have all been done by now, but now we're sitting here, and I'm having to explain the stupid logic that is just ridiculous. But I want to keep you guys up to date, because it's just what I do. I like to update you guys, and I know some of you guys don't care. That's perfectly fine. I know some of you guys just click on the video to support them in a positive manner, and that's perfectly fine. But, you know, there are people out there that, you know, want to know everything. You know, I get messages a couple times a day asking my equipment that I use to record. Am I giving away my PVR, which I've already addressed like 50 times, like in the last, you know, month. And it's, I don't know, it's a little bit more frustrating, I guess you could say, on a smaller channel's end. I mean, if you're a big channel, you get those questions all the time. I mean, it's just how YouTube works. But anyway, guys, I don't know. I guess that's all I got for you. I mean, I don't really have a whole lot of context. I'm just going to be waiting for this new microphone to come in, and then hopefully we will begin with all the stuff that I've been claiming to tell you guys about for months now. And I'm hoping to get a lot of it done, and I think it's going to really add to the channel. I'm really looking forward to it, and I think you guys will like a lot of the stuff. If you're not an everyday watcher, you know, I do upload every single day, and I do pride myself on that. I think it's a lot of fun. I mean, of course, I do miss days every once in a while, but I usually make up for them when I do miss periods, because that's just what I do. If I miss a day, you know, you guys get 2 videos the next day, or maybe I just make 2 videos for no reason. It's just a stockpile, and that's just kind of how it goes. I really enjoy doing this kind of stuff for you guys. I hope you guys enjoy, and, you know, I do appreciate everything you guys do, as I stated previous in the commentary. I do enjoy when you guys, you know, leave feedback. You know, you tell me if something was incorrect in the video, something I talked about maybe wasn't up to standards or whatever. But I also really appreciate when you guys, you know, give the video a positive vibe. Like, that just means a lot, and it really allows me to understand, like, hey, these guys like, you know, Battlefield, or these guys like Call of Duty more than some random game that I may be uploading. Like, it just gives me a little bit more feedback, and it goes a long ways. I mean, I know everyone is always like, oh, rate the video, it helps me grow my channel and make me more money, and that logic, yet alone, is correct, but in the same expense, that's not why I'm here. I mean, I like playing with you guys, I really enjoy it, I accept all friend requests, and I like to engage in the comments with you guys. It's just a lot of fun. It allows me to be more of a character instead of, you know, this false figure, just an internet meme, I guess you could say, or an internet phenomenon, or player, or whatever you guys want to put me into a category as. But anyway, guys, that's really all I got for you. I will keep you up to date when the new microphone comes in. As soon as it does, I will have a lot of videos that are just going to be pumping out the door, and I think it'll be a lot of fun. You know, I've been playing a little bit of the Call of Duty campaign, getting a little bit more prep for it, so I know that what's going to occur. You know, I always want to be sure that I'm aware of what's going on, but when it comes down to it, guys, I will see you guys in the next installment. I'm going to sign off a little bit early, and I'm going to go buy that new item. So this is Inamo, signing off. Peace.